What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing on the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Saturday. It is the last Saturday of the regular season. It is the last Saturday of September. It is September 28th, so I cannot believe we're already here, but we are already here to the end of the season. It's going to get a little crazy. There are still some teams that are trying to vie for playoff spots. There are still teams that are trying to vie for the top seed. The Yankees are trying to get home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs. So what does Aaron Boone do? He plays, he sits Judge, he sits Stanton. He doesn't play. He plays a AAA lineup yesterday, and they lose to the Pirates. Now today they have to face Paul Skeens. I don't know what's going through his head. You're gonna get 5 days off next week. It does some of the things that just don't make sense unless someone's hurt, unless they were hungover from all of the champagne on Thursday. So we are back. We're going to break it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each slate, kind of the plays that we like at each slate, pitching-wise, batting-wise, top fives at each position. If you want to see core plays, you want to see stacks, you want to see a cheat sheet, you can go check out. First off, you can check out the Discord, which the link is down below. We give out core plays, we give out stacks, we give out if people have questions or they want to compare lineups, we do that as a community. It's completely free. It's down below. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check that out. If you want to check out the like cheat sheet and the articles and everything that's under the MLB tab, we've got it all. We've got player projections, simulation models, all of that's right here. So definitely go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. $10 for a week will get you a week of MLB, NASCAR, NFL, PGA, MMA, and obviously NBA once that's back. So $10 for a week, you can check that out, or you can get $30 for a month, $200 for a year. But if you email me right now, dfshelp1@gmail.com, we have 9 codes left. You can get $100 off, so you can get it for $99 instead of $199 for a full year if you guys are interested. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at yesterday. So if you watched our video yesterday, hopefully you had success. Let me know how you did. We won. So $20. It might not seem like a lot, but it was a dollar entry, single entry. This is 20 times our value. And that's, I mean, you're not always going to win $200, $10,000, $100 million. But we 20 times our value right there. One single one. We had Fried and Rodon. Fried absolutely shoved against Kansas City. Texas stack. Overall did well, but Jonah Heim, Nate Lowe really didn't do anything. But Simeon had a home run. We had Langford at a home run. Adolis Garcia at a home run. We got a double out of Sanchez. So we put up 179.7. We were very close to 7th place, which was 25. 6th place, we were 2 points off, which was also 25. Then 35, 45, 60, 100 for second, and then first place was 200. So just looking at that, if you guys, I mean, like Garver had a home run. We talked about Garver hitting a home run yesterday. We had Bregman. We talked about Bregman in the breakdown. Ohtani, I mean, stolen base home run, like, come on. In Colorado, he's very expensive, but he was able to do it. So we had success there. We also had success in this night slate as well. So late night. So 2 games. So just kind of looking at this, it was 25 cents to go through there. Made 20 lineups, so $5. 35, so 7 times our value there. This is what I'm talking about. You don't need to always go off and win. I mean, it would be awesome, but 7 times value, 20 times value, we did it there. So what we do here, we know what we're doing. So make sure you check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. If you're new to the channel, we need 8 subscribers to 10,000. I don't know why this last 11 have been so elusive and why they've taken so long, but 8 subscribers left to hit 10,000. We were almost there. We're very excited. We have giveaways. Like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance at a free week. 100 likes is a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. We had 48 likes in yesterday's video, so we do not have a giveaway today. But I know it's a Saturday. We are going to have a giveaway. We already have the Sunday Night Showdown breakdown, which I will link at the end of the video. And let's jump into the slate. So we have 4-game early slate on DraftKings. Now, 3 of the games have weather concerns. We do have Paul Skeens going up against the Yankees. We have Luis Gil on the back end of that. So at the end of this video, we're going to give you the top 5 pitchers on the entire day for Pitches Be Crazy, which is the pitchers that have the best matchups against teams that strike out. And then at the very end, we're going to give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating after early simulation. So let's jump into it. So early on, obviously, Paul Skeens makes a lot of sense. Didn't know if they were going to put him on a pitch count, game log-wise, just kind of looking at that. I'm assuming it's his final start. He does have a 1.99 ERA, 0.96 WHIP, 167 to 32K to walk percentage. On the road, he's been better on the road. Coming off, he's been amazing. Pirates aren't playing for anything. The Yankees are playing for a top seed. I don't know if the Pirates are going to try and spoil it. I don't know if he's going to be on some sort of pitch count because it is the last start. Obviously, they do not want him to get hurt. Yankees do hit righties better. It'll really just depend on the lineup that comes out. Luis Gil has been really good as well, 3.27 ERA. Has not faced the Pirates. Pitching at home, he's got a 3.09, so he has been better. The Pirates do strike out one of the top 5 teams, so I do not mind Luis Gil here. This could be a low-scoring game. Again, it really depends on the lineup that comes out for the Yankees. Those would be the 2 pitchers that I'd use. You've got Rodriguez here going up against Miami, so in theory he should do well, but Jose Barrios did not. He's pitched better at home, probably like tournament-wise, but he hasn't done much either lately. Honestly, the pitching in this is not great for this early slate. I would use Luis Gil and Skeens. If they pull Skeens off of there, obviously the Yankees as a stack. Kyle Hendricks is going up against Cincinnati. He's done decent against them. He's only given up 300 runs. I'm still stacking Cincinnati against Kyle Hendricks. I do not trust him. It's his final start for the Cubs. It might be his final start for his career, even though he wants to pitch even more, but I don't see how anyone gives him a major league contract in the spring at 6.28 ERA. He's been terrible. Just each year, he's just not shown up. So I would use Skeens and Gil. I would look at possibly the Yankees as a stack. If people are going to be off of them because they're going to be on Skeens. Skeens is very expensive. I would look at the Reds as a stack there. I look at Miami again as a stack against Toronto for the early slate. Then we look at the afternoon slate. We've got some great pitching here. You've got Snell going up against St. Louis. You've got Wheeler going up against Washington. Wheeler against Washington, 2 starts this year, 13.1 innings, 12 Ks, averaging 25 fantasy points. I love him. Probably take him number 1. He's just a little bit cheaper. You've got Snell going up against St. Louis. Now, with them being, I believe he has an opt-out. So I feel like he's going to pitch like he wants to. He could opt out after this year, and I bet he probably does. Pitching at home's got a 2.85 ERA. Coming off 2 fantastic starts against 2 really good teams. Would not be surprised if he shoves in this one. So I like him number 2. Be very close. They're very close in price, so I do like those 2. Shane Baz just against Boston, just because Boston strikes out the 3rd most out of any team in the league. That's what I would look at. So then looking at a stack, I'm probably looking at San Francisco as a stack, probably looking at Philly as a stack. And that's probably it for this 3-game afternoon slate. So now we're here at the main slate. Not the best of slates. I don't love the pitching in this one. Luis Castillo, it shows him up here. It is not him. It is actually going to be, it looks like it's going to be Emerson Hancock. And Oakland strikes out one of the top 5 teams. So I don't mind them. So honestly, looking at these, we'll go through each position. I don't love the pitching on this one. So let's just dig in and let's go into it. So looking at the pitching, I know this might be a little bit crazy, but I'm looking at Seth Lugo at Atlanta as number 1. I would love Yamamoto, but he's in Colorado. That does scare me a little bit. Lugo on the road actually has a better ERA at 2.67. So that's even better. He's been better on the road. Game logs coming off a good game versus San Francisco, not a good game against Detroit. I don't know how Detroit made the playoffs. It's wild. Probably going to lose in the wild card, but we'll see. Going up against, it looks like they should be going up against Baltimore. So we'll see. New York, he shoved against New York. 10 strikeouts in that game, 38 fantasy points. So I have him number 1. Number 2, I do have Yamamoto against Colorado because Colorado's bad, but it's in Colorado that scares me just a little bit. Number 3, I've got Jose Quintana going up against Milwaukee. He's already faced him once. Only went 4.2 innings, so we'd like to see more out of him. Again, I don't love this main slate. I don't know how much I'll actually be playing this main slate. Next up, I have Andrew Haney going up against the Angels. And finally, I'm looking at Albert Suarez against Minnesota. Minnesota's actually just collapsed recently, and it is wild how big of a collapse they did to miss the playoffs. So if we just look at what Minnesota has done against Suarez, I don't think they've done much. 5.2 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 4K. So not like a huge game, but 7,500. He's averaged 18.4 against them. I'm completely okay with that as him as number 5. Now, the pitching, I haven't looked for tomorrow. It's probably not going to be that good tomorrow because, the majority of teams are already out. You then have teams that have already made it. They're probably going to be sitting. If the Yankees clinch today, they're probably not going to have any lineups out there. We're going to see weird lineups. We might even see weird lineups today. So be careful. That might update some of these. This is what I'm telling you. So the video comes out in the morning. When the games don't matter or the teams come out and you see the lineups, that's when we'll change some of the simulations. That's when we'll change some of the other things. We have a weather concern today, so a lot of these simulations that we're going to show you at the end may have changed by the time this main slate locks. So that is why I always tell you, go check out the website about 2 hours before lock. And if you do play MMA, we actually have MMA content already out there. It locks at noon. I think it's noon Eastern or noon Central because it's in Paris. So be on the lookout for that. If you're watching this early enough, you might even be able to pay attention to that and log into that if you guys want. So we are going to move into each position. So digging into each position, we're going to start with catcher. I think it's pretty obvious who's going to be number 1. It's Will Smith. He's in Colorado. He's very expensive. He's going up against Anthony Sensatella. Problem, he is expensive. But if you used him yesterday, we talked about that. A Dodger stack makes a lot of sense if we can find some value. So this is why we got to wait to build our lineups today because I think we're going to have enough value. You're going to need Ohtani. You're going to need Will Smith. He hit a home run yesterday. They won 7-2. I have him probably hitting another one today or having another good game if he plays. So if he is in there, he is our number 1. Number 2 is actually Adley Rutschman versus Zebby Matthews. Game log wise, he's had positive fantasy points for the last week plus for 8 days. Or at least last 7 days. Again, didn't do a ton against the Yankees in those 2 games that he did play. But we look at this 7-2 win against Minnesota yesterday. I think that, I like him number 2. Number 3 is Cal Raleigh. We were all over Big Dumper yesterday. And what did he do? He had a home run for us. Both catchers did. And we had both of them. We talked about it. Cal Raleigh and Mitch Garver, they both hit home runs yesterday. Looking at him, I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. I like this matchup for him, number 3. Number 4 is William Contreras against Quintana. Contreras loves to hit against lefties, has 23 home runs on the year, coming off, even had a stolen base yesterday and had a stolen base 2 games ago as well. So looking at him, I've got him number 4. And then number 5, this is one where, people aren't always liking to go back to the well, as they say, but kind of just looking at him, didn't do anything yesterday. I'm looking at Jonah Heim yet again. He's 2,800. He's going to allow you to pay up for those Colorado bats. So he didn't do anything yesterday. We talked about that. Had a big old 3 fantasy points, had 1 hit. Obviously would love to have more, but he had 3 strikeouts. So if he is in this lineup, I don't mind him being a cheap catching option if that's the track you want to go in for this slate. Then we move to first base. So is Freeman out? Oh. So he is out. Okay, I didn't realize that. So he is out for the regular season on crutches. So Ohtani's obviously number 1. Huge day out of him yesterday. We just talked about that. 38 fantasy points. He's had positive fantasy points. He's in Colorado. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes over 1.5 bases yet again. That would probably be my bet. Or my bet probably be over 2.5 bases. So to get 3 bases on the night. If you want to check, we do have sports bets as well. So that would be one. He's number 1 no matter what. Outfield, first base, it doesn't matter. So let's just say he's first base. So number 1 is him. Number 2, Christian Walker. Love Christian Walker in this matchup against Martin Perez. If we look at what Martin Perez has done, see if they faced him. Or Edward, or is it Vasquez? Vasquez. Randy Vasquez struggles. He does. I've got Christian Walker at number 2. Number 3 is Matt Olson. We had him yesterday. He is going up against Seth Lugo. A couple of games he hasn't done anything, but I'm looking back on the well here. I'm going Matt Olson, number 3. Number 4, I've actually got Carlos Santana going up against Albert Suarez. And number 5, I've got Pete Alonso. A little bit cheaper option, but going up against Koenig. I've got Pete Alonso at number 5. Looking at second base, he's expensive, but Ketel Marte, switch hitter, going up against Vasquez. I don't know why it's got Perez. Make sure, this is where I talk about. Part of the season where, DraftKings doesn't match up to Baseball Savant, or the pitcher's not confirmed yet and DraftKings is guessing. So this is where I'd pay attention. He is expensive, so if you don't want to pay up, I get that. But I've got him number 1. Number 2, I've got Marcus Semien against Griffin Canning. I had a home run yesterday. Love this matchup for him. Number 3 is Ozzie Albies going up against Seth Lugo. 4, I've got Gavin Lux in Colorado. And what he did Friday, didn't do a ton, but did get on base, got a walk as well, 7 fantasy points. And they've kept the same price. And then I am looking at number 5, Jordan Westberg, going up against Zebby Matthews. Moving to third base today for this. I've got Manny Machado going up against Erod. I love Manny Machado in this situation. Number 2, I've got Max Muncy going up against Senzatella. 3, I've got Royce Lewis going up against Albert Suarez. 4, Kike Hernandez. A little bit cheaper option here in Colorado at $4,100. If you want to pay down for him instead of Gavin Lux at second base, I'm okay with that as well. Or pay down for him instead of Muncy. You are going to save $1,500 on that sense. And then number 5, I do have Ryan McMahon going up against Yamamoto. Yamamoto is a great pitcher, but it's Colorado. Literally anything can happen with the elevation in this game. And then shortstops. Number 1, I've got Tommy Edman in Colorado. Again, I can't get away from a Dodger stack. We're going to find some value here. Number 2, I've got Bobby Witt Jr. going up against, is it going to be Reynaldo Lopez? Or, because he was activated today. Oh, so he is starting. Okay. So, number 2 is Bobby Witt Jr. versus Reynaldo Lopez. Number 3 is Lindor, being a switch hitter. Number 4 is Gunnar Henderson up against Zebby Matthews. And number 5, I want to go, he let people down, but I'm looking at Willy Adames versus Quintana. So Willy Adames, 32 home runs on the year, quiet 32 home runs. Hasn't done anything the past few games, but I like this matchup here for Willie. And then outfield, the outfielders we like. Obviously, Ohtani's number 1. He's there. Okay. Number 2 is Mookie Betts. Or since Ohtani's first base, Mookie Betts is 1. Number 2 is Teoscar Hernandez. So Hernandez had a home run yesterday. We loved him. They kept him the same price, and he had a great matchup. Love this matchup here yet again for him. Number 3 is Jerkson Profar. Number 4 is Fernando Tatis Jr. 5, Adolis Garcia, who had a home run for us yesterday. 6, Marcell Ozuna. 7, Charlie Blackmon in his second to last game of his career. 8 is Corbin Carroll, who had a home run yesterday. 9, Anthony Santander. And number 10, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Be a little bit cheaper option for us here at $4,200. We've got him going up. Love to take him against lefties. And he's going up against he's going up against a righty here. But I still like the matchup. Positive fantasy points the last 3 games he's been in there. So I've got Lourdes Gurriel Jr. ending the top 10 outfielders right there. And those are your top 5s and top 10 outfielders. Again, I don't love this main slate. This is pitching wise, this might be one of the worst main slates I've seen in a while. But yeah, so that's that. Looking at the pitches be crazy, here are the top 5 pitchers against teams that strike out the most. Number 1 is Joey Estes at Seattle. Number 2 is Yamamoto at Colorado, which scares me a little bit because it's in Colorado. 3 is Shane Baz at Boston. 4 is Luis Gil versus Pittsburgh. And number 5 is Emerson Hancock versus Oakland or Luis Castillo versus Oakland, depending if it changes. Now, I don't know why they're showing them again. I showed him yesterday and today, and it's already been shown that it's Emerson Hancock. So maybe something changes. Maybe it switches after the video. I don't know, but it'll depend on who the outfield or the pitcher is for Seattle to make the 5th pitcher for pitches be crazy. And now, all of the batters have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. There are way more than yesterday. Yesterday there was like 5. We've got a ton here. So let's get ready. These are early simulations. I'm going to let you know right now, simulations love the Dodgers, obviously. Number 1, Ohtani. Number 2 is Mookie Betts. 3 is Profar. 4 is Bobby Witt Jr. 5 is Ellie De La Cruz. 6 is Corbin Carroll. 7 is Gavin Lux. 8, Teoscar Hernandez. 9, Jose Ramirez. 10, Vladdy. 11, Jonathan India. 12, Luis Ariz. 13, Taylor Ward. 14, Spencer Steer. 15, Lawrence Butler. 16, Chris Taylor. 17, Salvador Perez. 18, Christian Walker. 19, Jock Peterson. 20, Tyler Stevenson. 21, Tyler Soderstrom. 22, Michael Conforto. And number 23, Justin Turner against Joey Estes. So there you have 22 batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. Then you can go down, and there's about the same for 9s, same for 8s, so on and so forth. So all of these simulations will be on the website under the MLB tab, under MLB DFS simulation models. We've got Vegas odds there. We've got batter splits. We've got stolen base targets, BVP if you're into that, prop bets, as well as chalk plays and stuff like that. So if you're playing cash, go with the chalk. If you're going tournaments, fade the chalk. So that's what we've got. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, get those down below. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers today. I think we can. It would be awesome if we could. Be on the lookout here at the end of the video, the showdown breakdown. We are also going to have a main slate breakdown for the NFL using our matchup tool, using SaberSim just like we did last week, hopefully to help you bring home the bacon. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck today. Good luck with whatever you do in college football today, baseball, whatever, MMA. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.